Hey everybody, what is up? Welcome back to 50 Shades of Tay. Today we're back with another Q&A with 50 Shades of Tay. Very exciting. This is already number 3. I'm doing it. I'm keeping up the weekly pace of doing these Q&As. They've been so much fun getting to hear from you guys and answer your questions. I love doing these. So let's get started. First question comes to us from Jim Halpert. You know, it's actually funny. I've never seen The Office. So like Robert Meyer Burnett, I'm also an Office virgin, so I need to get on it. Do you watch South Park? If so, who's your favorite character? Ooh, Jim. I know that's not your real name, but Jim. I love South Park. It's one of my favorite shows. It's not as good as it used to be. I used to be obsessed with the older episodes. I thought it was hilarious growing up. I wasn't really allowed to watch it, so I would sneak. The movie, though, the South Park movie, if you guys haven't seen it, I cannot recommend it highly enough. So fun. Cartman's mom. And the song about Blame Canada. Whew, the South Park movie, you guys, that's where it's at. And some of my favorite episodes, there's the Casa Bonita episode. That one's a classic. And then, let's see, the one where they go to the water park and they sing that song. If you know, you know. And there's too much pee-pee in the water park. Oh my God, that episode. Can't believe it. My favorite character, funny you ask, guys, Cartman himself. I love Cartman. I think he's hilarious. And he's actually tied. My other favorite character, he's not as big, but Butters. I think Butters is hilarious. I love when he gets grounded. Oh my God, he's always in trouble. Butters is so funny to me. And between the two of them, nonstop laughs. I hope that the quality can pick back up to where it used to be. But other than that, South Park, one of my favorite shows of all time. So much fun. Next question comes to us from Roberto Diamond. How's it going, Roberto? Thanks for sending in a question. What does your average day-to-day schedule look like? Oh, you guys, my day-to-day schedule is crazy. If you really sit down and think about it, I wake up every morning around 8:30, and that's if I can sleep in. I have a very hard time sleeping in all the way till the alarm goes off. I wake up before the alarm all the time. I get ready, try and leave here by like 8:30, 8:45. And wait, what time did I just say I wake up? That doesn't even make sense. I'm ready within like 5 minutes. I'm not good at math. There we go. Secret's out. I get up around 8:30. I leave here by like 9:15. That's what it is. Then I drive out to the studio. I live about 50 miles from the studio, if you guys didn't know that. So if there's no traffic, I can get there in a little bit less than an hour. Normally heading out there isn't too bad. It's just heading back home at the end of the day that there's a lot of traffic. But on the way there, I stop at Starbucks. Oh, you guys, I tweeted about this, and it's such a funny story, so I have to tell you guys. There's a Starbucks that I go to out by the studio, and I was going so it's been almost 7 months now that I've been working out there, and I was going every Monday through Friday. And the baristas there, they knew me, they knew my order, they were very friendly to me, very welcoming. And I was telling them my name was David because my boyfriend David and we share the Starbucks app. So whenever I would place the order, I would scan the app at the register, and they were like, David, your drink's ready. Hey, David, how was your weekend? David, good to see you today. Never corrected them just because I was like, well, it's gone on too long. So finally, about maybe 2 weeks ago, I told them, I was like, I have to tell you guys something. And they were like, what? What happened? And I was like, my real name. And I paused for dramatic effect. You should have seen, like, all of them were like, what? And I was like, my real name is Taylor. And they all started busting up, and they're like, you've been living that Hannah Montana life. They could not believe that for almost, 7 months now that I was living a lie. And I was like, you guys, now I can finally sleep easier at night. That was so funny. They told me it made their day. Just such a funny story. And then, so I work, leave around, honestly, it depends on what our second show of the day is. Anywhere between like 4 and 5. Get home. And then if it's a Thursday or a Friday, you can normally catch me at the movies because new movies come out Fridays, but you can see, Thursday nights, the first showings. So Thursdays and Fridays, normally the movies. Then the weekends, that's when I like to just like take my puppy June for a walk, or I like to, she got excited with that, you guys. I like to take her to go hang out. Or David and I like to go to Disneyland a lot for drinks or just to walk around, do some shopping, go to dinner. So Yeah, my day-to-day schedule is kind of all over the place. Very busy. Lots of movie watching, lots of filming, lots of editing, lots of stuff once I get home. But I'm not complaining. I'm very thankful for everything, and just yeah, it's crazy busy. But I'd rather be busy than not. So, the next question. This is a good question to follow up with. Next question is also from Roberto Diamond. Will you ever do a day in the life vlog? You know, a lot of people have actually been asking me that, and I really want to. The only problem is I think I need someone with me to help me film it. Because I could do it like selfie style, right? Like hold it up and film myself the whole day. But I think it'd be easier if like David came with me and film me, like, and then I could edit it all together like a montage of, you know, like me doing my hair in the morning, and then, you know, on the freeway at Starbucks where they know my true identity now. It'd be fun. I'm open to it. I think that'd be a fun video to do. It's just I'm gonna need some prep work and maybe some help filming it. All right, next question. What's your favorite part of your job? And this question comes to us from Matt G. Matt, thank you for submitting a question. I really appreciate you. My favorite part of my job, I know this is like really cheesy, but it's who I work with. I love everybody. I'm just so thankful to get to work with Rob and Chris and Ray and Jonathan and John. It's just such a cool, fun work environment. But if I had to pick like a specific thing that I do, I would say doing technical directing for The Weekly Hero. That is so fun. The Weekly Hero, I love that show so much. That is definitely, other than who I work with, that's my favorite part of my job. If you guys haven't seen The Weekly Hero, it is so fun. I cannot recommend it highly enough. Just talking about comics, comic book related news, the hot toy segment. The Weekly Hero is just, you can tell how much fun I have with that show. I love it so much. Next question is from Irene Jobson. Irene, how's it going? Thanks for submitting a question. Very appreciative. I've noticed a certain obsession with a particular less than jolly green ogre, Shrek. How and why did you become so enthralled? Well, Irene, it started as a joke. It really did. I would just like send Shrek memes to my friends, to my family. And then slowly, like each birthday and each Christmas, I started getting more and more Shrek stuff. And if you guys have seen on my channel, I have a video with Rob where he talks about his 200 most anticipated things for Puss in Boots before it came out, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. I showed off a bunch of the stuff I have in my office right now. I have a Operation Shrek board game. It's a Blockbuster video exclusive. Isn't that crazy to think about? It's the game Operation, but then it's Shrek. And I think I'm pretty sure it glows in the dark. I have a Shrek painting. I have all the Shrek Funkos that you could ever imagine. But then, like, around my place, just looking around, I know I have, let's see, Mad Libs, the Shrek Mad Libs. That's really fun. I have a Shrek kite somewhere. I have the donkey pillow pet that you guys have seen when I did a lunch break Let's Play doing Fall Guys. So it started as a joke, but I really do enjoy the Shrek films. It's just now every birthday, every Christmas, it's like I know I'm going to get Shrek stuff, but one day I'll run out of stuff to have. It's like I'll have it all, but until then, you know, speaking of Shrek stuff, for this past Christmas, I got a Hydro Flask, Shrek Green. I tell everyone when I bring it to the studio, I'm like, oh, I'm drinking my Shrek juice. The only thing is this is a little bit inappropriate, so when I drink out of it, there we go. All right, next question. Let's see. We have from John. Do you think Stu will return in Scream 7? Oh, you know what? First of all, I really, really hope we get a Scream 7. I'm pretty sure we will, because Scream 6 looks amazing and it's on track to be the biggest opening for the franchise. So I think we'll get a Scream 7. As far as Stu returning, like as in he wasn't dead, I don't think so. I really don't. I don't know. I wouldn't be like opposed to it. I would just have to see how they execute it. That's a tough one. I don't think he will. And I would prefer he didn't. But if they brought him back and it was a way that made sense, or I don't know, he had a twin or something like that, I would be open to it. But for now, I do not think Stu will be back in Scream 7. I'm hoping, though, Neve Campbell will be back in Scream 7. I really hope they can work it out because I miss Neve Campbell. She's, the face of the franchise other than Ghostface. So I'm hoping Neve is back for Scream 7, and we'll see. Fingers crossed for that. Next question comes from Mark Netto. Love to hear your thoughts on Bad Batch. Oh, yeah. Okay, so the Bad Batch I've been watching on Disney+. The first season, the first 2 episodes I thought were amazing. I thought the first 2 episodes of season 1 were very cinematic. They were really, really good, and I was so excited for the season. But honestly, season 1 fell for me in quality, and it kind of felt like filler stuff until there were a couple episodes towards the end of the first season that I really enjoyed. But overall, season 1 felt kind of like a chore to get through. But season 2, which is the one that's airing now, I would say is a big improvement overall versus the first season. The second season, same thing. It started out very strong. Then there were a couple episodes that weren't my favorite. But then there was the mid-season, I don't know what you would call it, but the mid-season special where they dropped 2 episodes at once instead of just the 1. And I didn't know they dropped 2 episodes, so I only watched that first episode, and I loved it. I was like, oh, wow, this is the best episode of this season. Maybe even of the whole Bad Batch series. And so I watched that episode, and I was like, man, I can't wait for the next episode. Then I went to work the next day, and then someone wrote in about it, and they were like, oh, have you watched both of the new episodes? And I was like, there's 2? And so I pulled my phone out really quick, and I looked, and I was like, oh my God, there were 2 episodes dropped for the mid-season drop. No clue. So that night, as soon as I got home, I watched it with my salmon dinner, and I loved that episode too. I just caught up 2 nights ago. I was behind 2 episodes, and I enjoyed those episodes too. So overall, Bad Batch Season 2, enjoying much more than Season 1. I think it is a vast improvement, and I can't wait to see where it goes from here. But those 2 episodes back-to-back, the mid-season ones, those are the highlight of this season for me, and maybe even, honestly, of the Bad Batch series. So next question comes to us from Wes Hicks. What are your top 3 scariest movies of all time? Ooh, Wes, that's a good question. Top 3 scariest movies of all time. All right. I would say as a kid when I first saw The Ring, that movie scared me so bad. And anytime there was static on the TV, I know that's so weird to think about now because everything's, digital and streaming and everything. We don't really have static anymore like we used to on our televisions, or even televisions. I use a projector, as you can see it right here. I would my heart would pound. I would freak out. No, I could not. The Ring I don't know how old. Let me do a quick little Google search and find out what year The Ring came out. The Ring. So it came out in 2002. Wow, 2002. That's crazy. So it's 21 years old. The Ring is old enough to drink. That is nuts. Yeah, so I remember seeing that and being scared. Another one, I know this is so lame. I think I've told this story before, and it's really embarrassing, but it's worth telling, is Paranormal Activity. The first Paranormal Activity, I went into it knowing nothing about it. And my friend told me, oh, it's based on real footage. And I believed him. One sec. He told me that it was real footage from San Diego and that this was like a documentary. And I was like, oh, cool, okay. And even before we went into the theater, I think we saw it at the ArcLight in Pasadena. Rest in peace, ArcLight. I miss you. Come back, please. So before we walked into the theater, they had a little sign in front of it saying what you're about to see is based on true events, and it had it looked like a newspaper clipping. And I was like, oh shit, this is a documentary. So then we were halfway through the movie, and then that's when the Ouija board caught on fire, and there was just stuff that I was like, this can't be real. And so I nudged my friend. I was like, are you sure this is real? And he was like, yeah, this is real, dude. And so my heart was pounding. And then the very end of the movie, I was like, there's no way. And he the whole movie, he kept up the facade that it was based on a real thing. So it was not until after the movie when I was able to look it up that it was not. but somehow he tricked me. I think it was just the fact that I didn't know about the movie going into it, the fact that he was so convincing, and then the fact that, you know, it's found footage style, so you never know. It could have been, but so that movie scared me. It's not scared of me anymore, you guys. Now that I know that it's not real, it's not scared of me. It is spooky, but it's not as scary as it was. My heart was pounding. And so for a third one, a third scariest movie of all time, I don't know about a third one, but I would definitely say The Ring, and I would say the first Paranormal Activity when I first saw it, thinking that it was real. I'll have to think about a third one, but those two definitely stick out to me. Next question comes from Dr. J. Hey, Dr. J, how's it going? Taylor, what are your thoughts on the trailer for The Pope's Exorcist? Oh, The Pope's Exorcist looks so good. We've been getting a lot of Exorcist type movies the last decade or so, and not all of them are great. Not all of them are even good, but this one looks good. And what's really cool is it comes out the same day, unless they change one of the release dates, as Renfield, the Nicholas Hoult, and the Dracula movie with Nick Cage. That's what I was thinking of. That looks so fun too. So that weekend, I don't even know which one I'm going to see first. I'll probably see Renfield first, just because it's Nick Cage as Dracula, and then I'll have to go the next day and go see The Pope's Exorcist, because it looks really fun. The kid looks super creepy in the trailer, and I don't know. I have a good feeling about this one, and I hope it's as good as I'm expecting it to be, because we need a good Exorcist type horror movie. It's been a while. I can't even think what the last good one was. The last one I saw in theaters was Pray for the Devil, and I didn't like that one. I saw that one last year, and that one was not very good. So I'm hoping The Pope's Exorcist turns things around for that type of horror film. All right, next question comes from 66 Loki. How often do you go to Disneyland? Are you a pass holder, and when are you going again? Ooh, so my boyfriend David and I, we go to Disneyland, I would say maybe once a week, once every other week, normally on the weekends when I have the time. We like to go, just have drinks and walk around, or have dinner. My favorite ride at Disneyland is Winnie the Pooh. I think that ride is so fun. The Heffalumps and the Woozles, especially if you're a little bit drunk, it's very fun. And my favorite ride at California Adventure, I don't know, I love the Monsters Inc. ride. I go on that one almost every single time that I go there. It's just such a cute ride, and I love Monsters Inc., the movie. But yeah, so we are key holders, I think is what they're called now. But yeah, we had the annual pass, then the pandemic happened, and now we have the magic keys. We go, maybe once a week or once every other week. I could tell you right now when my next trip is. Let's see. Oh, maybe I can't tell you. I think it's going to be in March. As of right now, March 5th. But I might have to move that, because that's the same day as the Scream 6 experience at Santa Monica. Whew, I am so excited for that. But yeah, I love going to Disneyland. I love going to Galaxy's Edge in Disneyland, going to Avengers Campus in California Adventure. We just were at Avengers Campus, I think, last weekend, and Kang was walking around, Kang the Conqueror. His costume was so cool, and the actor who was playing Kang was very intimidating. So, very fun. If you guys haven't been to Disneyland, because I know people are watching from all over the world, which that blows my mind. But also, if you haven't been to Disneyland in California, or to California Adventure, also in California, I would highly recommend it. There's just so much fun stuff to do. And some of my other favorite rides, every time I go to Disneyland, I try and go on Star Tours. Star Tours is it's a motion simulator ride about Star Wars, but what's really cool is you go to different planets, and it's randomized. So you get 2 planets with a special hologram message in the middle. So you could end up going to, let's say, Coruscant, and then getting a hologram from Princess Leia, and then doing the Death Star trench run. It's so fun, and for a while they were updating it. So when movies would come out, they were adding new planets, new motion simulators that you would go on. So they had one for The Force Awakens, they had one for The Last Jedi, and then they even had one for The Rise of Skywalker. They're very fun, and that's a ride I love. I love going on the teacups, the Alice in Alice in Wonderland Mad Tea Party is what it's called. Very fun. They spin very fast. David hates that one because it gets very dizzy, but it's just fun. And Peter Pan, the Peter Pan ride at Disneyland, that's a really fun one. You go in a ship and it hangs and it goes to the rooms and you see Captain Hook, and it's just such a fun ride. But yeah, I could go on and on about Disneyland and my love of Disneyland. It's just such a fun place to go. I love going with friends, love getting lit, because there's lots of bars at downtown Disney, and then in California Adventure there's a lot of places where you can get alcohol too. So the Food and Wine Festival actually is starting up, I think, the first week of March at California Adventure, and they have really good food, and the wine, they have like these wine flights you could do. So much fun. I'll be there, you guys. Next question comes from Zach Larson. Would you ever consider playing multiplayer games with fans? Ooh, Zach, yeah. I've been thinking about this a lot because I want to make my live streams more interactive. Other than just me talking into the live chat and reading questions and hanging out with you guys, I want you guys to be able to participate too. And so a way I think I could do that is multiplayer games. So when I do have the correct setup, the cables I need, the cameras I need, just all the equipment I need, and I'm able to do stuff like Mario Kart, Smash Brothers, stuff like that, I can make lobbies and then have you guys join. I could post the lobby and then you guys could just type in that code and join. And I also want to look into Jackbox games because I love like Fibbage and Quiplash and just all the different Jackbox games. I'm not sure how that would work if not everyone's in the same room, because I know you can have a bunch of people spectate and they vote on which answer they think is the funniest or which one they think is the best, but I'm not 100% sure that you can play if you're not. But you guys would be watching the stream, so you would see what I see on the screen. So I think Jackbox games is a possibility too. But yeah, those are really fun, like trivia games and just really fun games to play with friends, multiplayer games, stuff like that. But the answer to that, yes, I definitely want to do gaming with you guys, especially during my live streams. I just think it'd be so fun, and I'm working on it. All right, next question comes from A24 Aaron. Everything, everywhere, all at once. There we go. All right, who's the most multi-talented person in Hollywood? Donald Glover or Janelle Monáe? Both are my faves. Oh man, Donald Glover or Janelle Monáe. If I had to pick one, I'm gonna go with Donald Glover. I love Donald Glover. I call him Daddy Glover for reasons, but I love him. I just think he's so talented. Nothing against Janelle Monáe though. Her music's great. She was great in Glass Onion, the new Knives Out film. She was great in that. And but if I had to pick one of them, I think I would go with Donald Glover. I just think I love his music. I love Childish Gambino, and I love him in stuff. Well, even though I didn't really like the movie Solo as much as I wanted to, I really liked him as Lando, and big fan of his. All right, let's see. Next question comes from Alan Renshaw. Do you think we will get a live-action Digimon movie? I hope. I really hope we do. It's just I don't know how you do it, because we've gotten a live-action Detective Pikachu movie, and that worked. It worked, as in like aesthetically worked, and it made sense. But how do you? I don't know how you bring Digimon into live action. It would be really, I think, really expensive and really tough to pull off. But I would love to. I would love to see a Digimon resurgence. Growing up, I was mainly into Pokemon, and then my friends were into Yu-Gi-Oh! So I got into Yu-Gi-Oh! But I felt like a poser because I was only getting into it because my friends were into it. But Digimon, I always thought was fun. I had the Game Boy Color Digimon game. I don't remember the name of the game off the top of my head, but I gotta show you guys this. This is so cool. I'm really embarrassed because I haven't opened it yet, but for Christmas, Ray Aura got me, he got everybody, Digimon little handheld gaming devices. They're so cool. Mine's purple, my favorite color. And you're supposed to train your monster for action. And basically, it's kind of like a Tamagotchi, I think. And you can, on the back of it, you can see you're supposed to train your Digimon, level it up, and then you can battle against your friends. And I think you just connect them, and you can battle with people. So, like, I have one. I think Rob has one. Chris has one. I think Aaron got one. I should open this and start training. and then just show up one day and be like, okay, let's battle, and no one else will be ready. But I love that he got me this, and it's so cool. It's been sitting on my desk because I want to set it up, and it was so thoughtful and so sweet of him to get us all these for Christmas. It's such a cool gift too. But as far as live action Digimon, I hope so. I just don't know how. Maybe a series would be good, because then they can really take the time to explain everything and set the world. But hopefully. Next question, also from Alan Renshaw. Do you hate the Star Wars prequels as much as most people do? I'm going to be honest. I do not hate the Star Wars prequels. I love the Star Wars prequels. Those are the Star Wars movies I grew up with as far as in theaters. Growing up as a little kid, I watched the original trilogy on Laserdisc. And you guys, if you've seen my other videos, you know my experiences with Laserdiscs, that they were very confusing, and I never watched the discs in the right order because you would have to flip them and rotate them, and that's a lot of work. But the prequels, those were the ones that were in theaters, growing up. And I was a teenager when they were coming out in theaters. And I love Revenge of the Sith. I don't care what anyone has to say. Revenge of the Sith is one of the greatest Star Wars movies of all time. I love Hayden Christensen as, Anakin turning into Vader. I love him so much in that role. And just Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan. And to me, the battle in Genosha in Attack of the Clones is just like, how can you not love that? Just seeing all the Jedi, all the droids, it's just so fun. I know the writing's not the greatest, and some of the lines are cheesy, like the sand and stuff like that in the prequels, but Jar Jar Binks also in the prequels. But they're fun. I love the prequels. I'm not even sorry about it. I gotta show you guys this. I have a massive, massive Star Wars collection, and one day I want to just, I don't know how I would do it because it's all spread out. Like some stuff's on my desk, some stuff's over there on the shelf. But this is one of my prized Star Wars possessions. It is from the prequel series, from Revenge of the Sith. I don't know if you can really see it, but it's a Pez collection. We have C-3PO, Yoda, Chewbacca, R2-D2, Darth Vader. There's the Emperor, Grievous, Boba Fett, and the Death Star. Sorry, there's a glare from the lamp, but I love this Pez set. I've never opened it. It's still in the shrink wrap, so it's been sitting on my shelf. But I love the prequels, and just looking around, I have like Ahsoka Funko Pops. I have Black Series figures of Ahsoka and Boba Fett that are so cool. And for Valentine's Day one year, David and I, we went 50-50, and we split the cost of the Cantina Lego set. That thing was expensive. I don't even remember how much it was, but we decided our gifts to each other that year was we were going to just split it down the middle so we could get it. I think it was like $400. But we made an event out of it. We spread it out. We did like a bag or two a day and stretched it out as much as we could and did it while listening to our favorite podcasts and stuff. So we made it, an event. We didn't just build it all in one day. And I'm looking at it right now. If you go back far enough on my Instagram, this might be like a year or two ago, you can see the pictures of it. It is so cool. If you guys have never seen it, you can even Google it. Just Lego Cantina set Star Wars. Oh man, I gotta do a video where I show off my Star Wars collection, because I even have some of the Kenner toys. I have an Admiral Akbar actual, like, it's probably the size of my bottle figure. It is so cool. I don't know if you guys know this, but I love Star Wars and I love the prequels, and I'm not even sorry about it. So next question. Oh, hello, Pink Capybara. That's my friend Denise. How's it going, Denise? Thank you again for submitting a question. I am very appreciative of your support. Favorite snacks and drinks while watching a movie? Oh, you guys, I'm so lame. I'm so boring. If I'm at the theater, I just get a popcorn and sneak in wine. But don't tell anyone. I like to sneak in wine. If I'm at home, I don't really snack while watching movies at home. I do watch... Sorry, I'm fixing my hair. I do watch them while I'm eating dinner, though. And as far as drinks at home, probably wine. Yeah, probably just red wine with movies. I know that's so boring. Like, everyone has their favorite thing. Actually, I'm curious, you guys, if you could do me a favor in the comments, if you could just leave your favorite snack and your favorite drink for when you're watching your movies, either at home or at the theater. Because I'm curious. I know some people like to get popcorn and then dump like M&Ms or chocolate into it, or just what kind of drinks you like at McGuffin's, the bar at AMC. They have some really cool themed ones. I got a really cool one when I went with my friend Scott and we saw Avatar. It was a blue drink with glitter swirling around in it. That was very fun. Next question comes from Zach Larson. Do you think Blood and Honey creators should make Shrek Blood and Onions next? Yes. And also, there you go. That's the title, Blood and Onions. I just think Shrek, I know, as much as I talk about Shrek, I just think Shrek really lends itself to horror. It's an ogre. He's mad. I just think it'd be cool to make a scary ogre movie where he's just hunting down Pinocchio, the three little pigs. I think it'd be really fun. All right, next question comes from Diego M. What films have you watched more than once in a theater? Ooh, that's a good question. More than once in a theater. So, my boyfriend and I know every time I name drop David, it's like, just adds up. It's like Rob with Star Trek references. I can't help it. But we used to go watch every single MCU film. We would see it twice. We would try and see it like in Dolby and then again in IMAX. We did it with Spider-Man No Way Home. We did it with Shang-Chi. We did it with Eternals. I'm trying to think which other ones. But we started doing that with MCU films just because we love the MCU. But the last few, like Ant-Man, Quantumania, Thor, Love and Thunder, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, we haven't really felt that need to watch them more than once in the theater, which is a bummer. And I hope with Guardians of the Galaxy 3 coming out on Cinco de Mayo, I'm hoping that one is the one that turns things around, and that's the one that we want to go revisit again. But other than that, I know when the first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movie came out, I saw that one, I think, 3 times. And the prequel series, I know I saw Revenge of the Sith 3 times in theaters. I think 3 is my max because then I can't do 4 times. But Avatar, the first Avatar, I saw that in theaters 3 times. I think the first Avengers I saw in theaters 3 times. But yeah, it's fun, especially if you go with different people each time and it's their first time seeing it and you can be with them to experience their first time seeing it, but you already know what it is. So you can like look over and see their reaction to the cool moments. I would recommend doing that. It's very fun. Next question comes to us from Skywalker 1138000. Since you like spooky movies, did you ever watch Mama? Oh, so I actually Googled this movie when I was loading the questions into OBS. And Mama, because I wasn't 100% sure. Mama came out in 2013, and it stars Jessica Chastain. And I've definitely seen it because I looked at the artwork that they have on IMDb, like just the different photos. And I've 100% seen this, but I do not remember at all. So I don't know if I liked it or not. And so now I'm going to add it to my list of movies to go watch because Jessica Chastain in a horror movie, yes, sign me up. But there's a movie similar to Mama, at least in title, called Goodnight Mommy. That's a foreign film. That one came out in 2015. I think it's a Austrian film, is that correct? Or is it a German film? Now I'm not 100% sure. But if you guys have ever heard of Goodnight Mommy, I remember really liking that one. I saw that at the Lemley in Pasadena. No, it's not the question you asked me, but it's similar in title. And I'm going to go back and check out Mama because now I'm curious and don't remember. Next question also comes from Skywalker 1138000. If this isn't too personal, can you share the story of how you and David met and then eventually how you got June? Thanks. Aw. All right, so David and I actually have a video on this channel called Boyfriend Tag, and it's the only video, you guys, the only video that he's on because he's very camera shy. But I'm working on it. I want to get him on something else, like a game or a live stream or something, just because it's fun and he's here and it'd be fun to have someone join me. We met because we worked together at a bookstore, and I was very nervous when I first met him. I thought he was so cute and just so handsome and funny. And his way of flirting, I thought, was that he didn't like me. Because his way of flirting was like teasing and like being, like not mean, but just like teasing. And I was like, oh, this guy doesn't like me. And then one day we went to the holiday party at work. Oh my God, I just messed my hair up even more. We went to a holiday party at work. And after we went out for drinks at a bar. And I had a few too many drinks, but I think that night we exchanged numbers and then we just started hanging out. And for our first date, I took him to a drag show because he had never been to a drag show before, and my friend does drag, so we went to West Hollywood. And then it just, from there, it was like one date and then another and then another. And then all of a sudden we were just hanging out 24/7, and he became like my best friend. And now we've been together over 5 years. We live together. And as far as June, I was at, oh, she's napping right now and her ears just perked up. I was at a Cardi B concert, and my sister texted me a picture of June and was like, do you guys want this puppy? A friend of hers found June. There was a lady who was in a parking lot of a school, as far as I can remember, and she was like offering, like, can you take this puppy? Can you take this puppy? So her friend took June, but wasn't able to like keep June. And so the minute I saw that photo of June, like, I started tearing up, and I was like, we have to. And so I was at the Cardi B concert with my friend, and I text David the pictures, and I was like, please, 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 please. And like 24 hours, 48 hours later, we went and we picked up June, and we've had her over 3 years. Her birthday's coming up in June. Technically April, but we're no, shit. Now I'm on the spot. June, when's your birthday? I have it in my calendar. I'll tell you guys right now. But I love June, and before June I wasn't like a super big dog person. And I am trying to look at her birthday, and that's Flag Day on June 14th. So for those of you who are wondering when Flag Day is, it's June 14th. It's June 24th is her birthday. It's because technically she was born in April, but we celebrate the day that we got her. So I keep saying June, and now she's wide awake. I said June like 30 times right now. Come here, baby. You want to say hi? We're talking about you. Come here. Up. Oh, this is June. For those of you who haven't met June yet, she's on a few of the videos. She hopped on my live stream the other night. She'll probably be on the next live stream. Did I wake you up? Are you mad that I didn't know your birthday off the top of my head? June 24th? But yeah, she's my best friend, and I just love her so much. June? Isn't she just the cutest? Her tail's wagging so hard right now. Say hi. She's like, what the hell are you doing? Bye, June. Love you. All right. We have one more question left. This question comes to us from the Legolas. Hey, how's it going? Thank you for submitting a question. I appreciate it. Why do you love horror movies so much? And mention your top 10 horror movies. Ooh, top 10 horror movies. Well, I'll tell you why I love horror so much. When Jane's drinking water, can you hear her? Okay, I love horror so much because when you go to the movies, well, at least for me, I'll speak for myself. I want to feel something, and you feel it with comedies that make you laugh, or you feel it with dramas that make you cry, or that make you feel really emotional. But with horror movies, I just love that feeling of being scared. People think I love horror and that I do not get scared, but I do get scared, and I love that feeling of the suspense, or something's going to pop out, or you don't know what's going to happen next. I love that feeling. I love going with friends. I love going to see horror movies in a crowded, packed theater and just hearing people gasp and jump and just react to it, because to me, horror movies are like the most reactionary, if that makes sense. And I just love that feeling. I love the communal feeling of seeing it in a theater. I love having friends over and showing them my favorite horror movies that they've never seen before. As far as, what was the other part of it? Mention your top 10 horror movies. So not scariest movies, but just top 10 horror movies. I would say definitely I'm including all the Scream movies, all of them so far, all 5. I love all of them for their own reasons. That's already 5. But some of my other favorite horror movies. Okay, so I mentioned earlier The Grudge, and I mentioned, sorry, not The Grudge, The Ring, and I mentioned Paranormal Activity being some of the scary ones. But let's see, I love Malignant, and I think Malignant's really, really fun. If you guys haven't seen that, I think right now you can watch it on HBO Max. It came out either 2020 or 2021. I love the original Friday the 13th, the original Nightmare on Elm Street. Like if you don't know this already, my favorite genre of horror is slasher. So basically all the slasher films I love, even the ones that are like cheesy or not that great, I love them. I can quickly check on my phone and just see like what other horror films I have. because I don't want to leave any out, but top 10 off the top of my head is tough. Let's see. This is the content you guys are here for, to see me find my movies on my phone. Let's see. Well, it's not where I thought it was. I have so many apps. What do I do with myself? So, there we go, going to movies. Oh, yeah, it's showing me not my stuff, but it's showing me the store. Well, that didn't work. I tried. But yeah, I love horror movies in general. Just, I'm down for almost any type. I love supporting indie horror films at the theater. Recently there was, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. There was Terrifier 2 last year. That was so much fun. Skinamarink is another awesome horror film that is very different than what I was expecting, and just I just love seeing how creative people can get with the horror genre. It's just crazy to me. One of the other movies I'll mention that I didn't mention yet is the original Halloween. I go to the houses there in South Pasadena, so they're pretty close to me. I go there every year for Halloween to take pictures and to celebrate the Halloween season. I go with David and I go with June, and it's just so fun. So I know that wasn't the greatest top 10 list, but I love slasher films, just love them. And I'm hoping we get some new iconic slashers soon. I love the Chucky films. Chucky's a great slasher. Oh man. Yeah. So not 10, but those are some of them. And that's all the questions. We made it through. Made it to the end of the questions. And thank you again so much. This time I put a post on Twitter, I put a post on Instagram, and I put a post on the community tab on my YouTube channel. So I got a lot of questions this time. I narrowed it down. Tried not to get too many that were similar questions. There were a lot of very similar questions this time, so I tried to narrow it down to get a wide variety. But I appreciate everybody so much who took the time to send in questions, because without you guys, these Q&As would not be possible. And thank you so much, first of all, for watching, but then also this has been over 42 minutes so far. So thank you to everybody who stuck around to the very end. I am very appreciative of all of you, and I hope you guys had fun with this one. And I will be back again next week with another Q&A with 50 Shades of Tay. So thank you guys so much, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.